Hi everyone, welcome to the After Show Live. I'm Rob from the Cloister podcast, and I'm joined by a few guests you can see here. Do you want to say hello, everyone? So, do you want to introduce yourselves? We've got Mark. We've got Harry and Luke. Do you want to say hello? And we've got Matt. Cool. And obviously we might be getting Shona and Carolyn from My Adventure Pod popping in at some point. So I know we had a bit of a chat before we went live, but what you've been up to today? Luke, you've been having a bit of a binge. Binge drinking. You're just sick of Doctor Who now. Just sick of it. Was it worth it? It was. That's cool. So who's reviewing Flux on the podcasts this week? Just me and Liam. Seeing it. A little bit behind. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, let's have a little listen to that. Okay. Oh no. Okay, let's have a little listen to that. Oh no. Just a moment. Okay, so we've been having some issues with the sound. Do you want to talk and see if it works now? Okay. Yeah. Can't. Okay, so we've been having some issues with the sound. Do you want to talk and see if it works now? Okay. No, we'll try that again.
I can hear you. Hello, hello. Right.
Hi everyone, I think we've sorted the issue. Matt, can you do a quick sound test?
Hello.
Desktop audio.
Right.
Hi everyone, I think we've sorted the issue. Matt, can you do a quick sound test?
Hello.
It's working. Cool.
Excellent.
Hi everyone, sorry, we'll invite everyone back now. Hi everyone, I think we've sorted the issue. Okay, I think we're back now.
Hello.
Hello.
There we
Can
go.
you hear me? Is there anybody out there?
Okay, I think we're back.
Hooray!
Yay. So where's
Well done, Rob.
Harry and Luke?
They've gone down the pub.
Check the comments now.
Everyone said that the sound was a lot better.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Liam. Right. So, Matt, were you going to talk about the Willy Big Quiz?
Yeah, so it's just something we run on our show on Neither the Time Nor the Space. Around about the middle of October, it's my birthday, and from there up until Christmas, we run what's called the Wheelie Big Quiz. It's named after Wheelie Big Cheese from Robot Wars, which is pretty embarrassing. Now I have to say it out loud to an audience. So we do that to raise a little bit of money for charity each year. This year, we're raising for Doctors Without Borders, which is the world's leading medical humanitarian aid organisation, working in 70 countries, in conflict zones, natural disasters, in epidemics. So they're independent, neutral, impartial, and provide medical care where it's needed most. So every week, we basically plagiarise the Trivial Pursuit Doctor Who game. We do 6 questions every week in a little quiz, in an idea that we totally stole from the Married to Who podcast. Big shout out to them if any of them are listening. And each question's worth £1. If my co-host David scores 6 out of 6 for the week, take it up to a £10 total. This year we've run it slightly differently. We've had questions last week submitted by the Cloister Bell. Next week going to be submitted by Who Can Convince You, our listeners, other podcasts all submitting questions. And we've raised about £200 roughly so far this year. It's going to run up until Christmas.
It's amazing.
So if you check our socials, we're at Time No Space Pod on Twitter. Basically, our top pinned tweet is our link to our fundraising page. Okay, we are Time No Space Pod at gmail.com. If anyone wants to contribute questions, anything like that, it's all welcome. It's all for a good cause. Last year we did Teenage Cancer Trust. This year, Doctors Without Borders.
I think my podcast went a bit easy on David this week.
Yeah, it's the first time he's ever got 6 out of 6. What was slightly disappointing was that when we were recording, his little boy was in bed next to him, so he couldn't scream and shout. He's waited over a year to get a full 6 out of 6. But it was emotional. It was emotional. I don't know if David's still in the chat, but he was earlier. So big hello to David if he is watching. I'm flying solo without him tonight, and it's scarier. I thought we were all going to wear tuxedos. I thought that's what we agreed on.
I didn't get the memo.
Absolutely lampooned here.
Next time. Where have Harry and Luke gone?
According to this,
I can't rejoin the chat.
it won't let them join the call.
Can anyone add them?
I'll have a go.
Have a go. Who's in the comments? Hi Liam, you still watching?
James Swift is there. He's the good James. He's
James,
one of ours.
Not the bad James.
No. Bad James was around earlier, but I'm glad he's
Benjamin Schneider all the way down in Indiana. Bless him.
Wow, we've gone international.
Yeah.
I bet he got up really early thinking, I want to hear what Mark has to say about Flux. And he's listened to us have technical difficulties and then just kill a bit of time whilst we wait for everyone to rejoin.
I can't believe I got it fixed. I was literally just going to turn the computer off and hide somewhere.
That would have been good after I've sent about 18,000 tweets saying, oh, watch this.
Have you invited them, Mark?
I have invited. It's saying it's calling them, but yeah. Oh, they're unavailable according to Skype.
They're on another call.
This actually went quite well in our little meet-up the other day, but
yeah,
such is live broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a message from Harry.
Oh. So Matt, you were saying you've been trying to catch up with the Jodie era.
Yeah, so I just watched Witchfinders this weekend. Going to record that tomorrow. It's different, isn't it? It's like a different show. Like
I quite like that actually. It's just the variety, isn't it?
No returning villains, no overarching story. It's like watching Scooby-Doo. You know, like, every week something a little bit different, but
yeah,
I don't know.
They come very close to doing like pure historicals. Like Demons of the Punjab could have been a pure historical, really. They might as well have done away with the.
Yeah, but it's like a little. It's like they're pulling their punches. Like the Rosa Parks episode, the bad guy was just a bloke in a leather jacket. And in Witchfinders, you know, I mentioned when we were off air, it's just a magic tree.
What's your opinions on them forcing sci-fi into historicals? Like, does it need to be there?
I don't know. I don't know whether a pure historical. And again, my co-host David's more informed than I am on Classic Who. But would it work? Like in modern?
Without it?
Yeah. You know, if they were just like having a walk around and it was like a museum piece, you know, then you have got a totally different TV show, haven't you?
You've got to keep the interest somehow, haven't you?
Well, I think
some of the early ones
we need to try and get the boys back. Should we quickly go to we'll go off for a moment and try and get them back. Just a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
and we're back. Quick sound test again.
Hello.
Okay, that's great. So hopefully we'll be getting Mark, Harry and Luke back. I've sent an invite to the chat. Thanks everyone for being so patient. I think, what's that? Yeah, David's in the chat talking about food. He'll keep everyone busy. I think you've muted your mic, Matt.
I did mute my mic there because I was typing. I just said, if in doubt, give the people what they want.
I thought it was all breaking again.
No.
No.
Surely it can't break another time.
So while we're waiting, should we introduce our podcasts again? Because no one heard you the first time round.
Who's going first, me or you?
Well, I think they might have heard me, actually. If you want to go now.
Yeah, so, hello, everyone that doesn't know me. My name's Matt. I am one of the hosts of Neither the Time Nor the Space, a podcast about Doctor Who. I co-host that with my friend David. The long and short of it is David and I would hang out frequently discussing films and sci-fi and everything until the conversation turned to the fact I'd never watched Doctor Who. Other than the Paul McGann movie, which is premier Doctor Who, I don't care what anyone says. My opinion is that it was just a silly kids program. 11 series later,
Hi, Mark.
Much the same. So we started at the beginning of New Who. We watch one episode every week. When we reach the end of a series, we watch one classic story. So when we finished season 1, we watched the first Doctor story, season 2, second Doctor, and so on and so on. And somehow that has led to us having 150 episodes and more. We're midway through series 11, which means ultimately I'm here under false pretenses. I haven't watched Flux. If anyone wants to discuss the Witchfinders, I can talk about that. That's as far as I've got. If nobody's busy next summer, you can hear my thoughts on Flux then. But this is my first regeneration as a viewer. I nearly said as a fan, but I won't go that far. We started our pod just as Jodie Whittaker began her era, so I've never experienced a regeneration. That's why I've gone formal. I thought, dress for the occasion. It's something special. And, when I was chatting to Rob, I just thought my first regeneration, you've got to spend it in the company of friends. So that's ultimately why I'm here. Don't be surprised if I don't say very much later on, because I haven't seen the episode. All I've seen is a picture of a big dog. What the hell's going on here, Rob?
What's your theories there about the dog?
The Doctor was a big dog all along.
Well, I think could be.
I honestly don't know. Something about a big dog. Look, we're just at the point in Jodie Whittaker's era, right? And I'm not totally oblivious. I go on Twitter a lot. I've just had my first mention of the timeless child, right? I don't know what that is, but it seems to be a big deal. People seem to be fairly passionate about that. So I can only assume that the timeless child is a big dog. I honestly don't know.
Got it in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's headed.
If I find out it's just 6 consecutive episodes of a big dog, I'm there for it.
Cool.
Sorry, I kind of hijacked the conversation there.
No, that's good. I think me and Liam started. It was the week after the show had started. Our first episode was The Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. I think there was our show, your show, and Married to Who all began within the space of like 2 or 3 weeks.
That's crazy. Yeah. All led to this.
Yeah.
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 So who we got here? Luke?
Come on, Luke.
Luke, are you there?
It says he's here. Is he here in spirit but not body? I've just seen someone's put in the chat that never mind the big dog, I've got to wait until there's the frog. Now, I don't know whether that's just trolling or not. Like, you know.
I can't really spoil it for you, Matt, but I enjoyed that one, but then that's just me.
See, you say that, but are you part of the trolling? I don't know if there's a frog. I know there's a big dog, and I don't know what it is.
I like that one, but I haven't rewatched Series 12 since it came out. Apart from the first episode, I think me and Liam reviewed that twice for some reason. We reviewed it a year later. Re-reviewed it. Yeah. Did we like it, Liam? Let me know in the comments. Can't remember. Oh, I've got a message from Luke.
Oh,
why is he sending us an invitation for a video chat? Oh, he's back. There he is. What's going on?
Can you... I think Harold...
You've joined
Hold on. We've got two Lukes.
Oh, come on.
Now we're back to no Luke. This is going well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long do we wait?
He is.
Oh, there
He's
he
back.
is.
He's back.
Where's the other one?
Is that there? The other Luke or Harold?
The other Harold.
There's only one Harold.
So, Mark and Luke, you need to reintroduce your podcasts because no one heard.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Mark, would you like to go
Luke, do you
first?
want to go first?
Luke, you can go first. Fight for it. He's gone.
Right, okay, well, I'll go then.
So, trying to get rid of the other Luke.
Oh.
Right, go on, Mark.
Well, so back at the start of the very first lockdown in the UK, it all got a bit existential, and I obviously thought of the most important things in life, and one of those was, why have I never watched all of Doctor Who from the start? So I thought, well, I won't put my wife through that because she suffered enough already. And I figured I'd get in touch with my friend Ian and see if he fancied doing it. So he stupidly said yes. So we are doing it's working out to a twice monthly podcast where we're watching all of Doctor Who from the very start in broadcast order. So as we speak at the moment, we've just published our episode on the Mythmakers.
Yeah.
So
I've got to confess, I only listened to half because I was short of time. And then Luke and Harry's, I listened to the first half and then just had to get on with the day. I'll finish them tomorrow.
You had stuff to organise.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So next, coming up this month, we've split the Daleks Master Plan into 2 episodes because that is a mammoth story. And I believe if he's still knocking around, one of our viewers, Mr. Ben Schneider, will be our guest for that episode.
Excellent. So when you started, were you doing 2 podcasts a month?
Yeah, we we were being lazy. We thought we'd get away with 1 a month, but then we realised at that release rate, we'd probably be in our 90s by the time we actually got to the end of season 1. So yeah, we've upped it a bit. We've got a nice little gap in the schedule, so we record a bit in advance, and then that's why we can't be topical, because all the stuff we were chatting about is completely old news by the time it goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you back, Luke?
Here he is.
I'm here.
Hi.
He's back.
It's worth saying as well, Rob, I've just got a message that Seonaid might be joining us in 5 minutes or so.
Oh, cool.
If anyone's here waiting for my adventures in space and time, the big climate rally up in Scotland stop them being here, isn't
it's
it?
caused them a few problems.
Turns out it's happening exactly outside Shauna's house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, unless they're protesting against this. Possibly.
Well, Luke, this is your big chance to actually get a word in without Harry interrupting.
He's good at... All right, okay. So, this... About start of December. I'm going to introduce the podcast, aren't I?
Yeah.
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 Start at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. So, I'll start at the beginning. December. I found Battles and Time cards in the attic. And then I just decided to start watching Doctor Who again, because I used to watch it when I was younger. And I think I knew Harold was always into Doctor Who. So then I thought I'd let him know. And then he sprung this idea on me that he wants to do a podcast. And 33 episodes down the line, here we are.
Yeah.
And we just released we're going into 4D or 3D. We released a Halloween video I think 2 days ago. And that was fun to do. And we're planning on doing a Christmas special as well.
Very entertaining.
How's it 4D?
Yeah. We're in the fourth dimension. We're interacting with the audience as well.
Okay.
We're not live. But it just sounds cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We want to get in 4D on the logo. I think that's good. I like that.
Also, tell me about your logo. How did that evolve? Tell me about your first logo.
The first logo, I think
Who designed that?
Harold's Other Half. She designed that. And I don't know, I think it just got to a point where we just wanted the rebranding. So then we got in touch with one of my friends who does really good illustrations, stuff like that. And the rest is history. And we got our new logo now.
It looks very swish.
Thank you very much.
I would say
I was stressed it wasn't going to.
Since we all signed up to do this, it has made me realise how crap my podcast logo is. Everyone's got like these really nice designs. Mine's just blue screen, just neither the time nor the space. So I think we might have a rebrand in the near future.
Oh, you're letting your show do the talking rather than coming out with fancy logos.
Yeah.
Like we have to really push on the aesthetics because the content.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
if you like
really
knowing what I've had for breakfast, mine's the pod for you.
So I'm
trying to get a hold of Harold.
Where is he? So I missed meals earlier. Matt, what have you been eating today?
Well, I don't know if you're asking me that because you did hear what I had.
I really didn't. I was too busy stressing.
My wife's working away at the minute, and I had the remnants of last night's takeaway. So I had like a congealed slab of pizza, a curled tendril of kebab meat, half a pint of garlic sauce. Just, you know. I don't know what else to say.
Like a return
I just had my dinner.
Anything nice?
I had a fish finger butty with homemade bread.
Oh, nice.
It was alright. It was a bit soggy, but it had to be eaten. It was nice. What'd you have for tea? Mark, what did you have for tea?
Oh, I was telling Matt earlier, it was very basic. Fish fingers.
What is it? I had fish fingers too.
Potato waffles and peas.
Nice.
Classic.
That's about my level of cooking, really.
I had some Pringles.
Oh, nice.
That's Pringles.
I ate the whole box.
Like that.
That's the end of the story.
Right. Well, I did ask in the chat what everyone had for tea, so I'll let you guys decide who's had the best tea. Frank Ryden had a corn pasty.
Corn.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
Nice.
corn.
I like corn.
Nice corn.
Kimberly Hughes had chicken pie. And I hope I pronounced this correctly. Suki Kark had roti and a dal.
Oh, hello, Suki. Suki is one of the guys from the Proctor Who podcast and check this out as well.
Liam, what
He's a
you
bit of a-
had? Liam, what you had for tea? I know Liam can't be here tonight, so I did just Google. The first Liam that came up was Liam Neeson, and I prepared a picture. So now I've got a picture of Liam Neeson in the chat. So Liam's kind of here in spirit.
I want to see the chat. Is it there? Yes.
Oh,
You see it?
I thought that was it. No.
How's the sound quality?
Oh, yeah.
How's the sound going?
Um,
For the viewers, I keep meaning to say
Oh, yeah,
listeners.
the viewers.
Yeah. Also, Harry said the video call just hangs up. Who's hanging up on him?
I know what you're thinking, but it's not me.
I think it's just a case of it's not allowing him to join the call. Bit of a shame.
Oh, what do we do you think? Should we start again? Start the call again?
I don't know.
Be a shame to go without him.
I reckon if we could restart the call again.
Restart
Is
the
that
call,
okay?
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, guys.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Okay, we're live again.
Oh,
Oh,
Hi. So what was the trouble? Did you get back in easy?
the link's on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and I'm trying to get that to open up the app on my iPad. Doesn't doesn't like it. So I had to put it in the Skype chat.
Alright, okay.
Damn, I'm in now.
And Luke's here, but he's not visible. Harry, sorry. So should we hold off on our Flux chat?
I think even till 10.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's fair. So we're going to spill the beans on what Matt is actually wearing below the waist.
Yeah.
Come have a look.
I pulled my chair really close to the. I put an armchair in front of the desk. It is. I don't know if that's. You can see that. Hold on. Let me open my Skype window so I can see what you can see. It is Spider-Man pajamas.
Oh,
Be
nice.
flexible. I like it.
Yeah, but I'll put me back out now. I won't be able to walk tomorrow.
Oh, here he is.
Here we go.
Where you
Is it
been?
working? Is it working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
You just missed something incredible.
Have we spoken to
I don't have. I want Spider-Man things. I've already got joggers on.
I
Oh, I think we're ready.
I think so.
Right.
So
Ben
let's.
Schneider thinks my studio looks gigantic. Well, bigger on the inside.
Oh. Harold said he can't hear a word.
Oh dear.
That's his fault, not ours.
Ben Schneider thinks my studio looks gigantic. Thank you so much, everyone, for
Being so
hanging in
patient,
there with us. That's the beauty of recording a podcast. Just edit it all together and it's all seamless.
Yeah.
My best friend edited. It's a love-hate relationship.
It's quite satisfying when it's all finished.
You know you haven't messed up apart from making it.
Well,
It was only a mistake. He's doing a
Harry's gonna start
studio
smashing
check.
up his guitars now.
Yeah, it was about time. I think if we just start and he can, if he can sort out his audio in time.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. By the time we finish waffling on, he'll be ready to chat. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, are you all right with us spoiling all this for you? Or are you like... to forget all about
maybe
it?
not.
I don't know exactly what it is you're spoiling. You know, you could be like, oh, the Doctor fights Flibbity Dib, and then they go to the planet Ooby-Doo, and it won't mean anything to me. So,
Do you want to mute us, or are you just going to listen in?
I might turn your volume right down, and I'll just hang about in the chat.
Yeah, just sit there.
Jeff Goddard is right. I do love an edit. Hello, Jeffrey.
love an
By the way.
edit.
Is that you, Harry? No.
Oh, he's still not on.
No.
No.
So how long does a typical edit take people?
Oh. Depends on what you're working with. If you've got nice clean files to begin with, it's relatively quick, but it's not always the case.
For me, it takes a good half today.
Yeah.
Well, you got to bleep out all the swearing.
It's not
Yeah,
me
I'll
who
give
swears.
that one.
It's not
Not
me.
you.
It's never me. Oh, I don't know why it takes me so long. Because when Harold does it, it's all right. You can crack it out in an evening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you
I
cut out all the like M's and
No.
No.
Yeah, I did at the start, but no. It's
I've got
just
to the point where I can identify my ums and ahs just by the waveform on the screen now.
You can see them coming,
Yeah.
can't you? Yeah, they're coming.
No.
see
Like
what's
I said last time we spoke, my least favourite thing is how I start every sentence just by going, right, so, okay. And then when you listen to yourself do that 30 times in the space of 2 hours, it grates. But yeah, we just cut all the swearing out of our podcast just because one listener sent us a message saying they loved the show, but they were only 12 years old. So,
Wow.
And then they were like, we love it, especially all the swearing. So it was like, right, well, treat our listeners with absolute disdain. We'll just cut all the swearing out.
Yeah. I think it affects your Apple ranking. Luke, were you saying that because yours is rated explicit, it doesn't come up in there? It doesn't rank up on Apple.
I reckon, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It must do. It must do.
Yeah, like whenever I search Doctor Who podcasts just to see if we're there, and it's always like dead podcasts that haven't released in like years.
Yeah.
Ours finally comes up, like if you search Doctor Who on our podcasts.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Please tell.
It's there in the top 20 or something. Somehow.
No. You have to scroll for us. All the way down. And keep going.
Use lots of
Keep
keywords.
going.
Yeah.
I think I can hear everybody.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I can hear you.
Ah, thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm going in a minute, so.
Won't be long now.
Right. Do you lot want to talk about Flux so I can go to bed soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's all these lovely patient people have been waiting for.
So, shall we talk about that opening scene? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was very RTD Moffat, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one bit in the trailer that I said doesn't look quite as good as all the other like stuff we saw. And it doesn't, but it is cool. It's very when you said Russell and Moffat, do you mean like the when a doctor's
like action, humour, a bit daft, a bit fun.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it with David in Runaway Bride. We've had Matt hanging out the TARDIS. Yeah. Similar kind of stuff.
The thing I noticed, and I'm going off from the beginning. I suppose it's straight away from the beginning. Yaz and the Doctor are so. It's like Jodie knows how to play her character now. She knows this is the Doctor who she wants to be.
Yeah.
And she seemed a lot more confident in this.
The dynamic between the two is a lot better than it was, I think, because there's just two of them now. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think that pays off. I do. We see the first the villain, sort of. Not the villain. The dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
The dog.
See,
Maybe
this is the only
bit
bit I can join in on. I've seen a picture of a big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I want to say things now, but I really shouldn't in front of Matt.
It's all right. I'm going on mute.
Okay. There we go. We can talk now.
Before we get onto the dog, very quickly, maybe this is just where my mind is sitting very firmly in the gutter. They land on a double mattress in the TARDIS console room.
That's fine.
And Doctor just happens to have a couple of pairs of handcuffs in her pocket.
Yeah. Oh. I get it. Now the boys have got right. What's she doing with the cufflinks?
Well, she had all sorts in it. She had deep pockets when she was on Corvinister's ship, didn't she? She had all sorts in.
That's true.
Yeah, I think there's also in there. Yeah, that was from Orphan 55, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I thought they lingered on that shot of the crisps for too
there are
long.
lots of nice little nods to the past. They mention Nitro 9, don't they? And
Sophie
she says about how she
pointed
might
that
have been
out.
Scottish when she set the voice code on the handcuffs. I thought that was nice.
I find that really ramped up in season 12. like the references to itself, really ramped up.
Hmm.
Like to solidify that no, this is Doctor Who, although it's very, very different. Although it's not at the same time. But this opening, is it one of the stronger openings to a series?
I thought it was really exciting.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did it get a bit daft when the platform snapped and it's like they were on witches' brooms?
I mean, that's classic Doctor Who, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I can see Pertwee on there now. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
You've also got to think it's meant to be for everyone, isn't it? Not just, sad old men like me who've been watching it since the 1970s.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that, isn't it?
Kids as well. Yeah. But I thought they got the balance quite good, although there were a few bits I thought. Because my son's 7, coming up to 8, but he gets quite easily scared, and I don't think I would try him with it just yet. He might be a bit too scary for him.
Yeah, it's quite scary. This.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You made it.
Happening. Wait. We don't want to continue without audio or video. What?
We've been gate crashed, here they are at last.
Oh, but not really.
Actually, what? Why?
Why? Right. Okay.
How do we?
Hi.
Maybe.
So what's
I
been
can
going
hear
on?
and see you fine.
Can you hear us?
We can hear
Yeah.
you just perfect,
Yeah.
loud and clear.
But you
Yeah.
can't see us.
We can
I
see
can
you.
see you.
I can see you too.
We can't see us.
If you're watching YouTube, then there's going to be a delay, so you want to be
Oh,
watching
no, we're not.
Skype call. Yeah.
Right. What? How do I?
Okay. Right. No, we're there. Look, we're
Oh,
there.
right, yeah. No, I don't think
Hello.
we're speaking to this microphone.
Well, that's not working. Either,
No.
But
Okay. Well,
it'll have to do.
hi guys.
Hi. Glad you made it.
How long?
Well, you missed all the technical gaps
Yeah.
that we had.
It
Nice
didn't
of you
work.
to turn up when everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we were busy just getting our steps in across the whole of Glasgow. It was so horrible.
That was horrendous.
There was a point where I could see my flat and I wasn't allowed to cross the roads. So we had to walk for another,
Like 4 blocks.
Like another-
all the way back round the outside
Like
of the
another-
city and back in.
like another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
outrageous. But we're here now.
So you've joined us just as we're talking about the opening.
Great.
segment.
Just
Okay,
in time.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the opening of the episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we do you want to introduce
Oh.
yourselves and your podcast?
Okay. I'm Shona.
And I'm Caroline.
And I run the My Adventure in Space and Time podcast, and Caroline's my semi-regular guest, also does a lot of our social media. That's us.
That's you. And how long's it been going for? Is it was it the start of the year? Has it been that long?
Yeah, I think it was, I want to say April, maybe. It's hard to remember because we started recording before that, you know, and tried to kind of very sensibly get a bunch of episodes ready to go. But I think it's been since about April, yeah. And we're going through all the classic series from the beginning, and chronologically. So we're not very far already. We're only on, I think the next one we're doing is the Web Planet. So we're only on season 2.
That's a favourite
So
of mine.
It's so bananas. It's like the kind of episode. Sorry, I know we're not here to talk about it, but it's the kind of episode that I think if someone before I'd seen any Classic Who, it's what I imagined Classic Who to be like.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the zombies in it?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
all. Because I've always been a Doctor Who fan, and I kept rattling on about it to the point that I made her do this. So
Yeah.
it's all my fault.
And I think
You're to blame.
Yeah.
Um,
what is Web
yes.
Planet? Is that only a 6-parter?
only a
only.
6.
Only.
Only.
Just a little.
Oh,
It's a big
Put
6
some love for the Web Planet in the chat. Jeff's doing a little wave and he's getting very excited.
But yeah, did we miss any chat about the opening? Did you already say things about
We
it?
literally just started talking about it as you guys came in, so
Okay.
Amazing.
Cool.
So what was your reaction to that?
The opening. As I liked it, and it was abrupt because we were trying to get it on the TV. We were trying to cast from my phone and stuff, and it was about like, oh Jesus, it's starting. Like, okay,
straight in.
But I thought it was dead fun. I didn't really mind that this. I've heard like some grumblings on Twitter about the CGI being a bit naff. I don't really care about that. I thought it was kind of nice. Like, it's not really something that bothers me, so fine. And there was quite a lot of dialogue and stuff I wasn't picking up because it was just all very loud and like there was a lot going on. But we watched it again today, and I thought it was pretty fun. I was pretty much on board from the start, I think.
It set the tone really well, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't think we've had anything like that in Jodie's era yet.
Yeah, like immediately into the action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, I mean, kind of suits her doctor as well. Her doctor's kind of always like rushed off her feet and really energized and really kind of
I feel like she's always juggling a lot.
She's really tactile
all at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that kind of it was nice to be sort of dropped in, I guess.
You think because of COVID and they've had to reduce the number of episodes down, that's kind of condensed their budget, so they've been able to spend a bit more on some of the effects? Because it seemed really. I mean, you said some people were moaning about the CGI. I thought it seemed really epic. You know, you've got all these ships. I thought it was really good.
Sure. It was only the first scene, like I said in the trailer. It just looked not as good as all the rest. It looked all right. But I think because it was juxtaposed against all the other CGI in the episode, it just didn't look up to scratch. But at least that was at the very start. So we got that out of the way.
Yeah. And even then, I mean, it only looked bad in comparison to, like, I don't know, like a massive movie. Like,
you
know, it was fine.
Yeah.
It's just, TV show CGI. I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty good. Yeah, I do like it.
So as the episode went on, we had that weird scene in the 1800s, and someone's mining in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's it.
They haven't
I forgot about that.
Any further. We're no further forward with what any of that was about.
You know what's funny? You know the bit at the end where they did like the Broadchurch thing, where they go around all the different people and they're like showing us like the 12 different cliffhangers that were happening. And then when they did those guys in Liverpool, I was like, oh, those guys.
I forgot about
because they literally.
It was barely a cliffhanger. He was just standing there.
For the rest of the episode.
Apparently, I'm told those tunnels are actually a thing in real life.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought from that scene we were going to see John Bishop. I thought he was a character from like the 1800s. I was getting excited for that. We haven't seen that in the movie.
Yeah, or like it was going to be like a relative and he would have a connection to the whole story or something.
Yeah.
They haven't dropped anything else in about that yet at all. So
Yeah.
hoping they come back to it.
Jumping ahead, I don't want to do that too much, but when we've got that Carvanista, the dog guy, and his telepathy doesn't work on Dan, was there something I missed, or is that a bit of a thread that needs to be pulled on?
Conversation.
Right. We watched it again today, and I think he had, right, forgive me if I'm wrong, but we think he had, because at some point he goes, this thing isn't working.
Yeah, he's got a gadget on his wrist.
He has a
A bit of tech that failed him.
bit of tech.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
Maybe. I wouldn't put my life on it. But...
What do we think of Dan?
Can't fault him, really. He's fun. He's interesting. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought the whole time with John Bishop, it's like he knows we know he's acting. And every time he glances at the camera, like, I'm good, I'm doing well, aren't I? Like, yeah, John, you're doing all right, John. It's good to see you here.
He's like,
I
Doctor Who.
Yeah. I liked him. To be fair, I didn't think I'd like him so much, but
I like him more
character.
than David Bradley, I think.
The Chase.
Yeah. I like John Bishop more than Bradley in this, I think.
Oh, Bradley Walsh.
Yeah. Yes. Not David Bradley. Bradley Walsh.
We were
I do love brothers, but yeah.
Harry, you've been very quiet.
Has he gone again?
I'm just taking it all in.
Taking it all in.
What did you make of him?
He's like a ninja. He's just going to speak at the end.
Of John Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for that contribution. That was amazing.
I thought he was going to be. I thought he was fine. It's hard to tell, just because nothing's. The problem is with the episode that came out yesterday is that nothing. Here comes the Harry getting absolutely shot at in the chat. Nothing really happened, so it's
setting it up, isn't it? Yeah.
Just sort of. Yeah, it's just like it's the Doctor Who version of the Generation game, where you get all of this sort of stuff going past, but before you have a chance to look at it, it's like, well, it's gone.
Set up at this point, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd put in my two pence. As far as Dan's concerned, I think people have a bit of a go at Chibnall for not being able to come out with rounded characters, but I think I thought they gave him a bit of depth, because obviously he comes across as a really nice guy. He's helping out the food bank. He comes out with that beautiful speech about what's life for if you're not helping people, and you can see he's like got that whole community thing going on. So he seems like a really nice guy, but just to offset it a bit, they've made him a Liverpool fan, so it shows he's not completely perfect.
Not perfect.
No.
Is that's what's happening, is it? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
can I ask a question? Because obviously I haven't seen the episode, but just listening what you were saying there, where they're building him up as this really nice guy. My experience is that just means he's going to die later down the line, and we're all going to be sad.
Oh, don't say that.
I can see why you think that. Yeah.
Did you get that feeling? And again, like I say, I haven't seen it. I'm just picking up on what you've said there.
It's hard to say at this stage. Like I say, a lot of this one has been set up and just introducing the characters. So
if we were Russell T Davies, I'd be like Dan's
10 minutes.
Yeah, Dan's history. Dan's either going to die or his family are going to be
Well, that's the other thing as well, because we know that RTD's coming along, and it's probably going to be a clean sweep. All bets are off, aren't they? So
no one's safe.
So
what do you worry about?
You what?
Sorry. I was just going to say, is this the first time for New Who we're seeing a full, chronological story? There's 6 episodes, aren't there? And they follow the Flux story. I was just worried about the pacing. Because, like Harold said, it went quite quick. And not really much happened. I mean, it did happen. Stuff definitely did happen. But it took a whole 45 minutes to... I know it introduced all the characters, but it's just things like the Sontarans. I know I'm jumping ahead a bit. But,
yeah, loads of random plots in there.
I didn't even know what they were saying. They were just licking.
I
don't know.
Well, the other Sontaran in the hologram, was that Dan Starkey? Yeah.
Yes.
It was, yeah.
I hope not. Oh well.
When he was saying
right, I'll see you later,
you look so ugly, was that like a little dig at the old Sontarans?
He was like,
at the New Era ones, yeah.
Yeah, but weirdly, I think they look much more like the classic ones, though. Which I quite like. Because I feel like the sort of more recent ones previously have been a bit kind of shiny and like they were made of foam and
That's what I couldn't tell. Was Dan Starkey a modern one?
Yeah, the hologram one is him.
Yeah,
we this up at the end because I was like, it's the same people.
Yeah.
And the guy from Only an Excuse for the other guy.
Yeah, because I thought it was the guy that was out of Only Fools and Horses. That was one of the Driscoll brothers.
I don't know who that is.
Whatever. But because he was one of them. But it's not him. It's a guy from a Scottish comedy that you guys have probably never heard of. That we got really excited about. So
yeah, couldn't believe it. But the next episode's kind of meant to be the Sontaran episode, right?
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's going to be the one where we see the Sontaran getting off the horse.
Yeah.
Your first tiny legs.
Alright.
There was a lot going on in this episode, I felt.
Yeah,
there was a lot to try and take in.
Yeah.
Claire is quite a fascinating character.
Is she a bit of a carbon copy of Sally Sparrow, do you think, at this point?
I don't know.
Even down to the old creepy house thing that Diane went into. There's a lot of parallels with it, I think. But
it's also random.
Did you notice that Claire said something about going home the long way round?
Yeah,
and a few people pick up on that.
And she seemed a bit possessed, like she.
It might be a red herring. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? At this stage, anyone in this episode could be pre-Hartnell. Even the dog, you know.
God.
Mark, you actually mentioned something recently about the line of Bill Hartnell saying, you know, "I am not a dog." Didn't you talk about that? Maybe, like, subconsciously, he remembered he was a pre-Hartnell dog.
We've already met the new Doctor, and it's a dog.
Yeah.
Well, remember when RTD was like, of all the... What was it? He implied in one of those lockdown stories that the Doctor could be an animal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that legit happened.
Yeah.
He was like... Because it was the... Oh, what's her name? The cat nun...
Lovis Haim.
Yeah, Novis Haim. She was like, of all the men, women, and animals he's been before. And everyone was like, excuse me. They could be the dog.
So, should we talk about the prisoner scene? We'll have 2 division operatives turn up.
Yeah.
And we've got a prisoner who's been there since the dawn of the universe. The division operatives, like, I assumed there would be Time Lords, but then we've got the dog dude who was also working for the division. Yeah. So it's is the division not exclusively Gallifreyan, or do they just outsource to people? Do you think?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Maybe we'll learn a bit more in the following episodes. Yeah. But it's good to see that they're still continuing with that thread. It hasn't just been completely left behind.
Yeah. Do you hope to see the Ruth Doctor again, or maybe just a few new pre-Hartnells?
I loved.
It'd be nice to see her.
I would really like to see her again.
Yeah. She deserves a bit more screen time.
I feel like there was a bit more that could have been done with that story. You know, whether she's, you know, a full-time feature kind of thing, I don't know, but it would be interesting to see what else they could do with her, because I feel like we could still explain away a bit more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see her come back.
The Division. Right.
What?
The Division. Are they...
Do you know...
Are they the people who...
We don't know anything.
I just watched it today, right? So I'm trying to wrap my head around the Timeless Child stuff. The Division... I don't know.
They're like the CIA on Gallifrey.
Oh, it just infuriates me, this sort of stuff.
Why?
Oh no.
It's too confusing. It's like, it's just please.
Timeless Child stuff. I get it, but sorry. What is the Division?
A bit like the Celestial Intervention Agency, but older. Like secret ops, and will not meddle. Will not meddle with time, but we'll do it in secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the dog works for... What's his name? The dog.
Calvinista.
Calvinista?
Calvinista? I don't know.
Let's call him Calvin.
I'm going to call him Calvin.
I was absolutely praying that it was going to be a suit. Like somebody was going to get out of it, and it was like, "Hi, I'm David Tennant."
Oh man!
It wouldn't surprise
me. I'd have grabbed the remote at that point and just flipped over.
Gone.
I was a big fan of the dog. Like
more than I mean, when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, "Oh, really?"
No, when I
space dogs, or we hit that point. But actually, it's quite interesting.
It's quite hard not to be won over by a dog. I think. Yeah. I felt like I was being a curmudgeon if I didn't get that cute dog out of here. Like, felt silly.
Which would be a sadder death, Dan or the dog?
I think the dog. Dan's just too nice, unrealistically nice. One of those guys you look at and you think, "What are you hiding?" No way. No way.
What are you making up for?
Yeah. So, I'd say the dog.
I think you can volunteer the museum and the food bank. Okay.
Oh, come on, give over.
Yeah.
Was that nice?
I thought he was a plumber.
He is a plumber, yeah, in the teaser.
But he hasn't got a job now.
Maybe
Brexit.
Yeah, that's it.
Work's dried up. That's
COVID.
It, no more plumbers. COVID guidelines. Lost his job.
Go.
Boris said no. Gone.
Go.
Yeah, she did say, like, you've got to trade. You can't keep coming here, but we never see his job.
Yeah, can you please stop coming into the museum when it's shut now, Dan? Because it's getting really annoying.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have, like, he's obviously, like, living in quite, he's not got a lot of cash. He's got an empty fridge. He's only got a few...
volunteering.
Yeah, he's only got a few bits of spaghetti in his cupboards. And it's because he's not going to...
He's been buying pumpkins, though.
Yeah.
What?
He's been buying pumpkins and carving them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Buying or borrowing?
Well, he's stealing as well, then, is he?
There could be plastic
like
pumpkins.
his line.
Yeah.
I thought it
Get
was
out of that one, Dan.
A nice twist when they went through the whole "it's bigger on the inside" thing. When he was like, "Oh yeah, a mate has got one. I think it's a bit bigger."
I like
I thought it
that.
was really good.
Well, I'm praying though that that's not going to be like, see what I did there in like 5 episodes time, where it turns out.
I think it's just classic Scouse banter, isn't it?
Like, who he is now. I was like, oh.
You've been working on that accent all day, haven't you?
I've tried. Yeah. It hasn't worked properly, but
it's all right.
Jacob's come up with a really good comment. He said he should have asked for the guy's eggs. How big was Bear? He could have done himself an omelette.
Whipped himself an omelette. Oh, lad.
Yeah.
That guy who answered the door trick-or-treating. I forgot about that.
What was that all about?
I don't know.
Is that his friend or not?
No, I don't think he knows him, does he?
Have you seen that video where it's changed around? So he knocks at the door, and he sends the kids away, and then the guy knocks at the door, and he's like, "Oh, you look brilliant."
Oh, that's
someone else has done a really good edit of. Remember the guy with the kebab that's throwing stuff at Tim Shaw in Joe's first episode. They've edited it so it's him at the door and he's chucking stuff and it's landing on John Bishop's face.
Right, please send us these because we've not seen them yet, and I really want to.
That's gold that I want.
Someone put out a lovely plug on our Twitter today for anybody that's photoshopped their own dog onto the Carvanista.
Yeah, I retweeted that.
I'm going to do
that.
that.
Side by side,
I want all of those.
Send them our way.
They're really good.
Josh Snares has done a good one. If you know him on Twitter, he's done a good one, superimposing his dog.
That might be the one that's out. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
I think my favourite line, our favourite line in the whole thing was when he went, something
about his forebears, and he went, "You don't look anything like forebear."
Dude.
It's a proper dad joke.
Oh yeah, it was lovely.
Oh, we howled, yeah, it was really good.
I do worry about those jokes, like the one where Dan came into the TARDIS. I said, "Oh, my mate's bigger." You wouldn't say that. You would not. I get it's.
Yeah.
It takes you right out the scene. And that's what I mean. Where like Dan is like, well, John Bishop just looking at the camera slightly. Like, I'm in that too. We know. I know he didn't write it, but I had a few of those things where they say something and it pulls you right out the scene. I was like, oh, yeah, this is the first episode of the new series. I'm completely took out of it now. You get back into it quickly. I just hope that's all in the first episode. That's introduced those characters and stuff.
That's one of the things I've really struggled with Chibnall's era. Nobody talks like the way he writes people.
Yeah.
Like, I watched one the other day and the doctor was like, "I'm going to Yaz's house for tea. I've never been to Yaz's house. Let's all go to Yaz's house. Isn't it going to be great?" And I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this for?
In our trailer that we the Strangers in Space thing, one of the clips that we used was when we were talking, think about the Witchfinders, and it was just to saying, who is scripting this? Like, is anybody checking if people actually speak like this? Oh, we're just going to go with it. We're just going.
Yeah, a wealth of information from like the Russell era though, because the dialogue, in comparisons, it's pretty good. Especially earlier on, because I think it's much more of a I wouldn't say soap, but it's much more human, those stories, and obviously loads of it is set on Earth. But I just miss that dialogue, and it's like beating around the bush dialogue until we get to a big grand speech, and then it's right back to talking in the car, small talk, just to get to that other speech, or like when we're talking to the villain. We had some of that in the first episode, Flux, but I just hope it stays there because all the characters are getting introduced and stuff like that. But I feel like this is going to be a slightly darker series. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see more of how Jodie was in the end of season 12 because she was like acting completely different there. I was like, oh, so that's the Doctor then, is it? I want more of that. I think
you had your first experience with the Master as well today, didn't you?
Oh.
Boy, he's traumatized.
He rang me and sort of in panic. I'm like, is this real or not?
Turn your headphones down, Matt. Turn your headphones down.
Right, thanks for the warning. I'll be back in a minute.
It's not too Flux, but I can't stand that variant of the Master.
So you only watched Spyfall today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What time did you start?
As soon as I got up.
Jesus.
It's been all day. It's been a long grind.
My God,
It's been a long grind.
Yeah, is that not? That's probably not.
It's been so funny though. I've been checking in on him. It's been brilliant. It has been so good. Like I've been checking in on him halfway through the day, and he's just like, I don't think I can do this anymore. Yeah. It's awful.
You've broken him.
It's an interesting social experiment.
It's great.
I felt like we didn't get to see very much of Vinder in this episode, so I imagine he'll probably come a bit more.
We like him. I think he's quite promising.
Yeah.
He didn't have that much to work with, and I still found him really engaging. And
yeah.
And
it's hard, isn't it? If you're just sat there talking to yourself, it must be quite a skill as an actor.
Yeah, we had this conversation. He's obviously just been in like a little box on a green screen, just kind of about by himself and having to act his socks off. Bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's everyone's presumptions about Vinder? What's his background?
I think he's a Barrowman replacement.
That's interesting.
Could be.
I honestly, he is a last-minute big name because we've got a problem now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't start.
No, genuinely. Yeah. He's gonna go. He's gonna go.
He's gonna go. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right, Luke. Don't worry. He's not here.
I agree. I think he is a replacement. A better one, I'd say. I think we're going to get a better show out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he only had that one scene, didn't he? But is it the Flux that's eating all these planets in the universe?
Yeah, I thought that was really impressive when you see the planets being dissolved.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's the stuff in the trailer that I thought, that looks amazing. And we got it. I'm really glad we got it. And we got a lot of it as well.
That wouldn't look out of place in an MCU movie.
Yeah,
definitely.
And those poor wee randos getting killed.
I know, they actually showed they're fully done up an alien race for like a 3-second shot of them all running over. Green extras for that.
Massacred.
I feel like there's quite a lot of planets already being polished, like just planets we've never heard of and we'll never see again being polished off. Like I feel like the body count is quite high for episode 1.
Yeah, there is. Loads of people died.
Yeah, the whole universe probably.
The problem I've found with Jodie's era, because I watched it all today, well, the one season anyway, they don't really treat those cataclysmic, it's gone, apocalyptic scenarios.
Yeah.
That's the one, thank you very much. They don't treat it with the the weight of emotion I think it should bring.
Yeah.
They're not really bothered.
Mm-hmm.
And we start to see that in Flux as well. I really, really hope that doesn't stay. Because like I said, I want to see Jodie in those situations where she's allowed to let that doctor out. Like that scared doctor. It's so much more interesting. I hope we see that.
I really wanted to have some big moments because I feel like I really like her. I think she's great. But
same.
You kind of expect those big sort of doctor moments, and she's had a few, but I don't know. I'm just still waiting for her to really. Yeah.
They don't.
It's a bit watered down sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So near, but you're like, oh, just give her a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hold my hand up. I want to hold my hand up and just say that before this is my favorite era, and I do struggle with you here in general, but this is my favorite era. So even though I'm saying if I say bad things, because I do struggle to find the good in anything, it's not that terrible.
It's a misery.
It
it's
is
like at a funeral.
Honestly, it's dire in here sometimes. It's
yeah, but this is one of my favorite eras as well, especially with Flux now. I think Capaldi's was that was awful, but we're here to talk about Flux, not Capaldi or the Master, because I can talk about them all day.
Leave Peter Capaldi alone.
I know, I love Peter Capaldi. I hate what they did with him.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Nado.
Right,
Hi, Luke.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Back to Flux.
All right then.
It's the only bit of the conversation I can join in with, and everyone's leaving.
Oh, then, Matt. Let's have a little diversion here. What you think of Capaldi's time?
Season 1, crap. Season 2, amazing. Season 3, okay.
Oh.
No.
Say what you think, Matt. Don't beat
No,
around the bush.
Season 1, crap. Season 2, okay. Season 3, pretty good. The best Capaldi moment is in Husbands of River Song, when everything is absolutely balls mental for an hour. And you're just like, yeah, this is an okay episode. And it's right at the end when River Song looks at him and goes, I hate you. And Peter Capaldi, he almost whispers it. He just goes, no, you don't. And I was like, give that man an Oscar for that one sentence.
Yeah.
But
boy, he's good.
Yeah, I think he's probably one of the best, but like his story's just nah.
That one where Robin Hood shoots a golden arrow out of his arse at a spaceship. What is that? Like, what? Again, who's really sitting down thinking, right, that's what I want to see from my Doctor Who? No.
Did you not like Listen either?
Which one's Listen? I confused.
One where they go back to, they're supposed to go back to Clara's childhood, and they end up going back to Danny's instead at the orphanage.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whatever it's meant to be on the bed. You're not a fan?
No. Like, it's one of those things where, with hindsight, is it that good? But then you've got Heaven Sent, Hell Bent. You're like,
I love Heaven Sent.
Yeah, I love those.
No, Peter Capaldi could come to my house on Christmas Day and spit on me. But then if I watched that, I'd probably go, yeah, the bloke's all right.
Yeah. Not bad, is he? Yeah, those two episodes are great.
Yeah.
They're lovely things. I really want I really want Flux to have at least one of those episodes where it's just the Doctor. It's just the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because they are amazing. I love those.
I don't think that'll happen, but...
No, I don't either. They haven't got enough time.
But I know what you mean. It would be amazing for Jodie to get a wee stage like that, I think.
I keep forgetting, though, that we've got specials as well, because I keep wondering about the Master and about stuff, and I'm like, oh, God, but there's all this stuff that they can save for specials. So, yeah.
We might get one where, like at the start of the New Year special, where the Doctor's in the prison So she's on her own, but the whole story can go on
like that. Something
alongside her. Yeah, I hope you get one of them. If not, it'll be fine now. Because it seems like we're getting Jodie's Doctor now, and that's exciting. I feel like I haven't seen that yet. And I find with Chibnall, he chooses moments to have character development. I remember one of the worst ones because Ryan, I don't like that character. But then I watched the New Year special. Not which one is it? Is it not the latest one? The one before
Resolution.
That's the one. And we got this whole thing about Ryan and his dad and things like that. And he's got like good scenes in there. And then we just leave that. He picks his moment and leaves it like that's enough, and I can't stand that anymore. I can't.
The dipping in and out.
Yeah, and now
the joint.
Yeah, it feels happy.
But now we've got 6 episodes, continuous story. I hope that's what Chibnall needed. I really do.
Well, we had that conversation the last time we recorded something together when we were talking about this had not long been announced, and like we're both kind of daft on Broadchurch, which was the other thing that obviously Chibnall wrote before this. And I was going, if he can write something like that, like one continuous story with the little tidbits, which I think is what this is beginning to feel like it might be, this could suit his writing style better.
Yeah, I think it really plays to his strengths.
I found a lot of what was going on in the programme. I mean, we've watched it twice just to kind of make sure we had enough stuff going on that we hadn't missed. And you do start looking for these things. Somebody else was saying a minute ago, like about red herrings and stuff, and we think, I think Chibnall's quite good at that because from having watched Broadchurch, you spent the whole time looking at all the details. Well, that's a clue, and some of it was relevant, some of it totally wasn't, and it threw you off. And so I feel like this might really suit his writing style if he can get this right.
Yeah, because you're going to wonder why they decided to do this. Well, I guess it was it to do with COVID? Because
I think COVID had a big impact on it because of restrictions, and they couldn't have too much.
They're going to cut it down and condense it, but it might be the making of him. Even the way they cut round, like at the end, as I say, and showed all those different characters.
I might as well have been watching Broadchurch then.
Yeah, it just felt, the way it was edited, felt very, very similar. And
Broadchurch in space.
I think if you just take the episode as a whole and you imagine that's being made in the height of lockdown, I think they did an incredible job.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Good point. Yeah.
I think that scares me, not scares me with the Broadchurch comparison, is that Doctor Who has obviously got to be a completely a faster paced program, and I think with Broadchurch, and a lot of those sort of BBC crime things, they're very meandering, and that's not a dig, but it's just to keep you wondering, isn't it, about what is going on? Whereas Doctor Who, I think, needs to be a bit more sort of.
Yeah, you don't want it to be a carbon copy.
I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, I mean, it's obvious that he can write that sort of long form one story thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure whether he's going to be able to sort of. Well, he's obviously going to be. His job is just whether we're going to like it or not.
Yeah.
Based on this episode, I never found myself sitting there watching the clock, waiting for
story to kick it.
Oh, Harry.
Oh, Harry.
Oh, no.
There he is. There he is. Yeah, I never found myself sort of sat there watching the clock. I felt it dipped along it.
Did it go by quick though for you?
I felt so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was enjoying it, but it felt quite long.
Got to be honest.
Oh,
it's gone again.
There he is.
So I wonder if the next episode will be more of like a standalone formula.
Yeah, well, it feels like it's got quite heavy Sontaran focus, so we're maybe now going to get backstories for each of the bits that they've started. Or hope they are for me.
Yeah, and maybe a bit flash sideways to like Vinda and is it Claire? Maybe she's got sent back to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll be.
I wonder if she's going to end up the Victorians and the tunnel thing.
Okay.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. Just
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Where did we get up to on Flux? Like going through the episode.
Oh, we were up to Outpost Rose with Vinda. So did we get past that?
Oh yes.
Do you guys think there's a purpose to all these
the
Rose
Rose
references?
I think not.
Yeah, we called it.
No. Oh,
I don't
Russell's
know, I
coming
don't-
back, isn't he? Oh no, can we not? Oh,
I don't think it is. I think it's just a little
Yeah. Nod.
Yeah, I think so
nod,
too.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so let's talk
I'm
about the
gonna believe
TARDIS. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Do you think
that's-
its past has been rewritten or something, and it's like dying?
Well, there's that moment where she gets the Sonic and she's looking at that patch of oil or whatever it is on the floor, and she's saying, "Oh yeah, it's fine. The TARDIS is fine. I'm fine." And you can see from the look on her face, it's not fine.
Yeah.
Something is really not right.
And all
So
the
I think that's
in different places thing.
yeah.
That's got to
Yeah.
have sort of relevance. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't managed. I've got nothing in terms of trying to work out what that's for. I've got
Yeah.
drawing blank, but I'm hoping that there's a reference to it and they've not just flung some doors in for a laugh.
Oh no, I think there's going to be a payoff there
You
somewhere.
never know.
There's going to be a lot of TARDIS doors on eBay soon. Get one. I like that. You could put on a fridge. That'd be cool. TARDIS doors on a fridge.
Oh yeah.
I've grown to like it a bit more. It's never. I don't think it's really ever going to be my favourite TARDIS console room, but it's
it's not
growing
my
on me a
favourite.
bit.
Yeah, we've never explored inside this TARDIS yet, have we? Further,
No.
just the console room.
And with no a mattress in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mentioned that before you guys came in. Yeah, that's maybe that's just the level my mind was at, but
It was a choice. I mean,
yeah.
And then every time they've gone back into the TARDIS since through any of the many doors, it's not there now.
I can't tell if it's not there.
Where
We just
did it
can't
come
see
from? Well, there was a trampoline nailed up against the wall as well. I mean,
Yeah.
so many questions.
Did the TARDIS put that there for them to
Ah.
land? Maybe. No.
No, I haven't a clue.
I didn't even consider that, mind.
Because remember,
I do wish the TARDIS would take the sonic screwdriver and just get rid of it.
I didn't like her one either.
It's not even just her sonic screwdriver. It just can't listen now. I hate to sound like one of those people that's just like, oh, it's not as good as it used to be. It's just, it can do absolutely everything. Please, just somebody stand on it.
Stand on it.
In fairness, it's not just this era, is it? I mean,
No,
Maximus
it's-
waved it
it's-
around here, there, and everywhere.
Sure.
Oh, Matt was just always just fiddling with it.
But
Fidgeting.
again, one thing I've noticed about Chibnall's is she does everything through the Sonic, but in previous eras they'd explain it. So it'd be like, I'm just going to configure it to this lock.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Jodie Whittaker is forever scanning things, looking at it, and then
What are
goes,
you looking at?
"Oh, that's not good," and then just walks off, and it's like, what?
Right.
Like, what? I know I've said it many times, but what is going on here? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, she just zaps something and goes, "Oh dear, we've got to go back to 17th century China. Bye."
Right.
It's like, what?
It's constant looking at it, and it's always been. I think it's a thing just constantly with New Who now that they just sort of they do something with it and then they stare at it as if there's a big display on it. It's a screwdriver. Please stop using it as this sort of magic be-all end-all thing.
Be-all end-all.
Oh, it
You
is.
don't
It's
wanna
just
stand
sort of
on
it
it 'cause
can.
You'll get Sonic glasses. Well, no.
It honestly, it just seems it's this thing that can just. Oh, I've got nothing else we can use here. Just put it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sonic? Aye. Not
Yeah. Let me just have a look through my notes. Nope.
No.
Nothing.
I'm probably going to be really ostracised here, but I I quite enjoyed the Sonic sunglasses. Back with Capaldi.
I didn't hate them. I have an opinion on them. Fine, wear them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, I'm sorry.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was
Matt's
fine.
looking at me like, you disgusting.
It's funny, me and Liam were at a convention when we watched, when they get snapped in half and thrown on the ground. We were at a convention watching it on the big screen then, so everyone kind of cheered at that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Ah, what a bunch of curmudgeons.
Yeah. I guess you just don't like nice things.
Exactly.
I think even if
You can't have anything nice.
documentary ones for a purpose, but they just sort of appeared and then were clearly just normal sunglasses. And if he'd done when they did the sort of Chameleon Circuit keys way back.
Oh right. Wait, do you mean if you'd seen him make them?
Yeah, he'd made some sort of little ones for a special purpose. So you were clearly wearing a normal pair of sunglasses and going, oh, they're Sonic though.
Wait, so is your problem that the prop department went down to Tiki Maxx and went, oh, just wear these instead of Sonic?
Pretty much.
Right,
yeah, they're just... it's just not
But when Peter Capaldi wears them, they are cool.
Yeah, I mean, anything he touches is automatically cool, but...
Yeah.
I thought David Bradley looked quite cool in them too.
Yeah. But Peter Capaldi's so effortlessly cool. When you see people have their selfies taken with him on the street, and he still just looks like the Doctor, doesn't he?
Every single
He
time.
always looks so sharp.
Yeah.
Like a blob.
What?
What?
I just look like a blob in photos.
Blob.
Well, yeah, let's not get started there, Harry. I mean,
Good, it's look like a blob in person. Well, are we up to on Flux?
So the Doctor goes to Carvinista's ship, asks him about the division.
yeah.
Oh, and we
There's
find
all that
out
stuff
that
about
there's
it being covered in time energy or something that shouldn't be.
because it.
I feel like that's setting something up.
Well, that's to deflect the flux, isn't it? Because they're designed that way. No.
Is that what the energy was for? Or was that just because the ship? We had this discussion as well where we're going, is that a setup for something?
Yeah.
Or are we just looking too much into this?
I mean, it does sort of make no sense that somehow this thing that can destroy everything in the universe will be stopped by a few spaceships sticking themselves together. Parallel parking.
Parallel park.
It's just sort of, are you sure about this, or do you want to have another? Do you want to draft it one more time and we'll double check? No, it's fine. It's fine. It's done.
It's 11. We close at 12.
Yeah, I've got places to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
I got a table book at Enquiries for 11.
Table book at Enquiries. Oh. We don't know where this flux has come from then, though.
No.
We don't know anything like that. It's just
Some
a thing that's
Taurans seem to know
now.
all about it, don't they? Because they've been tracking it.
You think villains would want to capitalise on this?
Well,
somehow.
is the Crystal Man called Flux?
He's called Swarm, isn't he? Because that was one of the things. Yeah. Because before the show came out, they were.
Yeah.
He mentioned Swarm, didn't he? And people were like, oh yeah, that's Sontarans, Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Can we talk about them?
Oh yeah, the Weeping Angels.
No, the Swarm thing.
Swarm, yeah.
Actually, Matt, can you mute?
Be back in a minute.
Okay.
Give me a wave.
All right. So we had that telepathic link with that prisoner guy.
Yeah.
And he kind of implied that he was her nemesis when she was a pre-Hartnell Doctor. Is that the kind of take you got? Yeah.
Then maybe this is setting up Joe Martin to come back. Maybe.
Yeah. Not the Master though.
He said something about.
I don't think.
Did a good
And he
job.
had a sister. Oh, we're forgetting about the Arctic Circle stuff with his sister as well. We haven't talked about that.
Oh yeah.
So much going on.
That was a bit weird.
Yeah. It's like they were almost like sleeper agents, like in Fugitive of the Judoon.
Yeah.
Almost like that. So maybe they were Time Lords, or maybe the guy was at least.
But also, she knew, like, why did she destroy that thing? Like, I can't, that stuff, really, I can't get my head around. I can't figure out why she smashed that thing up, but then she realised who she was. So what did they? Yeah. And
they make a big point about, they said it would never go off apart from like in the gravest of emergencies.
Yeah, they were like, fuck that. Yeah, okay, just like destroyed it.
I've got a pasta on the go. Let's just break it and get back to it.
Just ignore it.
It seems, I'm sure it'll all tie up.
Yeah, but
it sounded like pottery as well.
Yeah.
These sound fed like pottery. I don't know why. Do you know when they smashed it?
Yeah, it looked like a plate.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Alright. Right. Flying plate. I really want to talk about the Swarm.
Okay.
Can Matt come back now?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Matt. Thumbs up, wave. Matt, hi.
Hello?
Hello.
I bet you were just like, look at that daft bastard in his tuxedo. Fuck
you. You haven't been talking about the episode.
So, you were saying about the Swarm, yeah.
I think they look amazing. I love the design.
They're really weird.
Oh my god. I think I like the Lady Swarm better though. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
it looks like a modern day Bowie album. It just looks amazing. Oh,
I thought it was stage dude at the start as well. That weird like
the voice.
Yeah.
Well, we were saying at the beginning, and actually, flatmate that lives here as well, we're saying the original one before he's kind of started regenerating or whatever he's doing. When he's in the prison thing, it really looks like a White Walker that's just been lifted straight out of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
They got another actor in, and then now it's another thing, and it looks more skeletal.
Aye, so it's two different actors.
It's two different actors. Why have they done that?
Well, I'm wondering if this is like they regenerated, and that's what they do.
That's it. I'm like, are they sort of linked
that's what
to
they
Time Lords or something?
Do we know who the actor is?
There's two of them.
Yeah. All right, but it's.
I can quickly Google it.
No, that's cool. I wasn't sure if it was a particular actor that I can't name.
I've got a terrifying fear that it's going to be Jodie, I Am Your Father.
Yeah.
Could be though, because we still need to find out.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Because it's a sort of they've been there since the dawn of time, and this child has come from nowhere and can regenerate.
Yeah.
And we've obviously seen that the Swarm Man can regenerate, and I've got an awful feeling it's going to be. Well, not an awful feeling. I don't really mind it, but it's sort of, I'm your father.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Way to bring.
You're all quite bummed out by that thought.
Yeah.
If the Swarm get an action figure, I'll have to have a look at B&M because I think they look amazing. I love the design of them. My favourite thing about Flux so far. My God, it looks good.
I feel like quite a lot of Chibnall, we had this conversation, a lot of Chibnall sort of monsters have been quite ornate, skeletal looking.
Weird faces.
Like proper faces.
When you think Tim Shaw and then Lone Cyberman and now these
it's been really
they've always been like damaged things, haven't they?
Yeah, quite skeletal.
And that guy in the Frog episode as well.
What one, sorry?
That guy in the Frog episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I still maintain that this Frog episode is some massive joke you're playing on me. No one's been able to tell me what the episode's called. You're just going, just wait, because there's this frog, right? And I've seen the big dog, but now everyone's just going, you think that's good? Wait for the
Isn't
frog.
It Kevin Eldon that plays the guy in the Frog episode?
I don't know.
Is that the frog in the chair?
Yeah.
Oh. Like a fever dream, isn't it? It is Doctor Who you're watching. There it is.
Yeah.
It's the fact that
you say it's like a fever dream. Imagine if you haven't seen it, and you guys just go, wait till you see this frog in this chair.
It's great. It's the fact you can literally just about see the hand doing it and everything. It's exceptional. It
looks bananas.
Can you imagine, best of Russell T Davies, best of Moffat, video clips? Best of Chibnall. Frog in a chair.
Frog on a chair.
Oh god, it was a bad time for everyone. Ignore it. It's fine.
I like that episode.
No, I did as well.
I can never
to be fair.
decide
I did
how I feel
until
about the
that
frog.
bit.
Really.
Yeah.
Sometimes, some days I love the frog, and some days I'm like, that
Yeah.
frog.
Yeah.
It was a lovely episode, though. It was, to be fair. But we're not here to talk about.
No.
I think
Have we got anything left to talk about?
it was just that massive cliffhanger at the end, wasn't it?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you guys were saying
Everything.
before, it's just cutting to all the various people, and you got
Yeah, so we've got the random guy in the 1800s. It's not really a cliffhanger, it's just him. Nothing's changed. Yeah. He's still there.
Looking around, yeah.
We got Diane. Is that
yeah.
wet cave inside the house?
yeah, that was really weird, wasn't it?
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Can I just say how nice it was to see a quarry back in Doctor Who, though? Like, for those of us that have been here a while,
You were very excited.
I was like, look at a quarry! It's not Doctor Who till we film in a wet quarry somewhere.
Yeah.
Although they found dry ice for the quarry now, so it
Yeah.
looks a bit fancy.
Really upgraded, yeah.
But yeah, what's going on with Diane? I feel like we haven't really mentioned her, bless her.
I thought she was
Stood
really
up on her
good.
date, and now she's gone through a door and found herself knee deep.
Well,
You know?
she
Yeah,
said
worst
she
date ever.
said she wasn't sure if it was a date because she didn't want to presume. So
Well, you know,
Yeah.
either way stood her up, which is a bit mean.
Yeah.
And then they're saying about, you know, we're going
That's what I'm trying to work out.
Who's Diane?
the lady from the museum that went through the door.
on Bishop's date, not or
When he
not.
was waiting for- yeah.
She went through. She got called through the door of that big old looking house.
Is that the one
Yeah.
who got?
And then she says, "We're going to have fun with you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't just be a coincidence that she's something's going on.
Like, why have they picked her?
Yeah. I think maybe
Have
she's
I watched this?
She could be
Yeah,
another
no, don't know what
Ruth.
you're talking about.
Well, there's Claire went
actually
through
watched
her
this.
door and got the Weeping Angel, and then there's Diane went. There was a lot of doors with bad things on the other side.
Yeah.
Kind of vibes today, but yeah, I don't know whether why have they picked poor Diane?
Yeah.
They better not kill her off.
Mm.
Otherwise,
Oh no, poor Diane.
No, I don't think so. Wait, did we cover all the cliffhangers? We've got Diane, Claire,
Victorian.
Oh,
Victoria,
the Suntarans.
Ben Schneider is.
Parents going attack.
And then, of
Ben
course,
Schneider has said,
the Flux coming
Dan's
into the
excuse
TARDIS
for
door.
missing his date. A dog ate my homework. Thank you, Ben.
I'm sure I've only watched half of this.
I know, yeah, I'm completely lost now. What is happening? Who's Diane?
What?
Away from
Well,
Diane.
we've just explained.
Luke's watched like 2 seasons worth of Doctor Who in like
He's watched a
one
lot.
day.
I
So.
think his brain's just melted.
It's a reason to watch it again. It is a reason to watch it again.
She works in
I
the
do-
museum, and she was like, Dan, you can't just
Oh, Diane!
in.
That's Diane.
I know Diane.
Waiting
Yeah.
on her PD.
The one is it the one on the steps?
Yeah.
So you can't come in anymore.
Oh, right. I know what you mean now.
There now.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought I only had that scene. Okay, I'll rewatch it. That's exciting. It's like a director's cut where the characters have been cut out and back in now.
But
I
it's
don't need it now.
similar
Yeah.
to what happens to Claire. Like, she goes through a door, and then she's gone.
Oh no.
The thing is, the main problem that I had with the story is that there was just so much stuff that I just couldn't really. I'm too slow for that sort of thing.
It's slow.
It is.
it
Oh,
not?
it's just
Second
constant.
time. And it
Could it
actually
be
makes a lot more sense second time round because you're kind of tuning into
Yeah.
bits that you'd maybe missed before.
Yeah, it's always the case.
Because
Isn't
we watched
it
it last night and then sort of today went, I hadn't caught that. So sometimes when you go
Yeah.
back for it, I think you might get more of it.
I think it's possibly buying into that whole sort of box set thing that we seem to have become accustomed to with the likes of Netflix
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
other places where you'll go back and you'll watch it back through again a second time once you've seen it all in its entirety and it all starts
Yeah.
to join together.
Yeah, we
and
don't need standalones.
pick up stuff you didn't see
Yeah.
before.
The
Maybe.
pacing of Flux is insanely
Yeah.
quick, though. It's completely the opposite of old Who, classic Who. No, like Web Planet, Flux. Oh wow!
Sit through this week.
Oh,
We got a request through the chat. Jacob is desperate to know what's happening with the tiny door behind Matt.
You know what? I'm a man of mystery. I'm not going to reveal.
Oh.
No, don't open it.
Is it small or is it just like a perspective? What if you walk towards it? Is it like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
It's just really far away. Don't worry about it. You know, it's definitely not where my gas boiler is. Don't worry about it.
Ben's come up with his own
Does anybody else notice the sound?
Sorry?
The sound?
Oh, on the programme?
Yeah, as in, like, the music was horrendously loud with, like, you couldn't hear anything that anybody was saying, and then it was the opposite, whereas, like, is the music there?
What? It's like Corey Gold's back. Horrifically loud.
There was, honestly...
Yeah, but I thought that was just me. But maybe that was the reason, yeah.
There was a piece of music that was over one of the scenes. I can't remember which scene it was. And I clocked... Basically, it was a string in fourths for 16 bars just held. And I thought it had just got stuck. I thought nothing is happening here. Why? It just went 16 bars later.
Yeah.
I can't remember the music.
There was a bit that I was really baffled with, where it sounded like a siren going off.
Maybe that's.
And I thought it was outside, because we're surrounded by police outside here at the moment because of this blooming summit thing. And then it wasn't. It was on the telly, but it was part of the music. But it totally sounded like a siren.
Maybe that's the bit.
Maybe the bit you're thinking about. I don't know, but it was really.
I don't remember.
I think especially the opening scene, I found quite difficult to catch.
Oh yeah,
what they were saying.
Peter Goddamn thing.
We put it on the subtitles the second time round.
Yeah.
How do you think people in like America will do with John Bishop's accent?
Well, that's fun.
I think it's too thick. I was struggling to understand him sometimes. I
think they'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
You reckon? It's very thick.
It's just one of those things, isn't it, that people like to post on the internet, like, oh, nobody's ever going to understand him, or like when Rod Gilbert's on like a panel show, and they say like, oh, we can't understand a word he's saying. It's just rubbish. Of course you can. You got it
back in the day, so don't think it's any worse.
There are subtitles, like it's fine.
We've got an American in our viewers, Ben Schneider. He's sat there watching us, so maybe he can tell us whether he's struggled or not.
Yeah.
And I struggled with Centaurans. I had no idea what they were saying. No idea.
I thought they were awesome, though.
Little hairs as well. I think we've seen them before, but I don't know if they were more prominent this time. They're so gross. I never liked Centaurans. But these are alright, yeah.
Yeah, they became a bit of a joke in the last few years. Yeah.
I think they've always been a bit of a joke.
I guess so, yeah. Didn't take them too seriously.
Yeah.
But when they reduced to all these like Tom jokes and all sorts. It's a bit daft.
I want to see a Centaur ride side saddle on a horse.
I want to see one try and get on. Never mind get off. I want to see one.
They're quite small.
Gravel.
Well, I think the only design flaw is that they can't lift their like arms up more than like 45 degrees, is it? Because the shoulder pads. So he's like, attack.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. Yeah.
Like a sort of T-Rex trying to get something off a shelf. So can't quite. It's never going to get there.
Leave it.
Yeah, just leave him.
So is that kind of all the story done now?
Yeah.
I think Matt, were you going to read out some theories?
Like we put it out on our pod if anyone had any thoughts or what
I've got some too.
Going into this. first reply was from a guy called Mark Cochran. Never heard of him.
Oh, he's an idiot. That's the way he says.
I wouldn't.
But one of our regular listeners, BT Flibbity Giggard, says they're going to create like a Schrodinger's universe where everything controversial both is and isn't true. I can't.
What?
Just like this is going to tell you a lot about the sort of people that listen to us every week. One of our listeners, Frank, said, "I hope whatever Flux is gets eaten by the pating."
Yes.
JSX Pating.
Problem solved.
David, my co-host, said a 5-minute single take scene of a Sontaran repeatedly trying and failing to get on a horse.
Yes. Yes.
Jake from the Married to Who podcast, I think he was in the chat, I don't know if he still is, says inevitably Yaz is going to be the bad guy and turn evil.
No, surely not.
I can see it. I think I can see it. She's getting very cocky now, the Doctor. She knows it's hard inside now.
Yeah. I can see her getting kind of Clara routes of her getting like, I don't know, getting a bit bold and a bit reckless, and that.
Especially if John's coming in to replace her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed to know what she was doing when she got Dan out the cage. Yaz.
Yeah, she was just working that
technology. How'd you do that?
She was co-pilot in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Doing a pretty good job of that.
We have a word.
Oh, what have you got there, Mark?
My kitty.
Oh, nice. Hi.
She's a royal pain, but she's lovely.
James Courtney said he just wants Flux to be fun. Going off Chibnall's era, I think that's a lot to ask. 51st Doctor said, although I'm looking forward to watching new Doctor Who at last, I found the Jodie Chibnall era to be very underwhelming. He might be one of those, you know. So I'm hoping it's going to be good, but won't be surprised if not. You know what I mean? Whenever someone moans about Jodie Whittaker, it's one of them, innit?
Yeah.
Right. Then the last one I've got is Philip Edney, who I think is co-host of Audio Sirens.
Sirens of Audio, yeah.
There we go. He says, I'm just looking for a high-quality script, characters that are real and have human dialogue, an active Doctor who isn't passive, and no rewriting of the show's history and deleting all the timeless child stuff. I just want to be entertained, informed, and not preached at.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
It's pretty cool. I wonder if Russell's going to kind of retcon the timeless child stuff a little bit, like not mention it.
You'll be all over it.
I was going to say, he's probably the kind of person who'll just to piss people off, he'll just go and run with it.
Oh yeah, you can't wait.
And his series saying that the hero of the story for the last 50 odd years had murdered all of his own people.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Just gonna put myself on mute again.
Oh, we weren't ready for that.
Do you think the Time Lords will be back?
They're always back.
Yeah,
I mean,
they'll never get
back
rid.
and
I
forward.
suppose you've got the whole division thing that's got to be played out, so I'm wondering whether they'll be back for that.
While Matt's on mute, I'm wondering if what are they called? Those Cybermen Time Lords that the Master just were kicking around somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What a great idea. They were fantastic.
They did look silly. Very silly.
Did anyone see that on set?
I
Well done, Jim. Come on. Oh.
I think that's the
It's
problem.
just
I think
awkward.
many people did see that too, just for some reason.
When they walked in,
I had to pause it
I went,
for a bit.
"Whoa."
Not stop laughing. I just had to go. No. I had to walk away for a bit.
There was no
Awful.
for them to wear capes, but they...
You need for a cape.
I sort of loved how silly it was, but it was silly. It was very silly.
But it looks like one of those things that somebody draws and then posts on Tumblr. Like, it shouldn't actually have made it into the fucking show.
I don't know if Jeff's still hanging around in the chat, but he did an amazing composite, I think quite a while before anything like that came about.
It did. It was like an incredible bit of fan art, but you're like, is it?
Yeah.
No, you
That's
don't
exactly where, yeah. It crosses the line when it's a real thing in the show.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
No one had to tell him it's a bad idea. I mean, if he asked someone...
You mentioned, really.
No, I wouldn't, if I'm honest, mate. Wouldn't do it. No, it'll be fine. I'll do it. Did it as well. And fair enough. And I like that. He's very ballsy. And with Flux, that it's going to be a 6-part series. I'm going to do it. Go on then. It was all right. It's all right as well. It's draining though. The timeless child stuff is draining. But I feel like it is easy just to change. Like, turns out the Doctor wasn't actually the child; it was someone else.
Yeah, we're only going by what the Master said.
Exactly, and you can easily say that they're a load of crap.
Just like the Master.
We were talking about this earlier on. We were talking about this earlier on, weren't we, about the timeless child thing as you were watching it, and it just sort of, why it's so deep into stuff that just sort of, I think.
What you always say is that it's already there for you. The classic story's there.
Well, I always say that the legwork has already been done. Like all you need to do is just write interesting stories that keep people engaged. Like, how much do people really care about rewriting canon and doing that sort of? It doesn't annoy me. It's not as if it's sort of. Like, I remember when the Timeless Child thing out, people lost their minds. It just went berserk.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that they've done that. It's just like, why? Like, was there nothing else? Like,
it changes the core principle of the Doctor as a character.
Yeah, but it makes the more sort of an interesting
when he
story.
introduced the 12 regeneration thing.
Yeah.
Do you think the whole theory is watertight? Like, looking back on classic stuff, does it really contradict the Timeless Child stuff? Ever?
Well, Classic Who contradicts itself all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there's no consistency in Classic Who.
Yeah.
No consistency whatsoever.
I guess what I like about the Timeless Child is it's kind of it seems like a kind of meta point that the Doctor can be anyone. And it seems to be, but you could probably also do that without the Timeless Child storyline. I wonder if that was the point of it, but maybe that wasn't necessary for that to also be true.
Yeah. I think it's a way of trying to bring back a bit of mystery as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like with some of the Sylvester McCoy stuff, where it's sort of hinted that he's maybe even Merlin or stuff like that, but it's never really said. I find that way more interesting than just going, by the way, Hartnell's not the first.
Yeah.
Oh, they are then? Right, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I much prefer it where they let the fans do the legwork of sort of making their own mystery up of what the real truth is, rather than just saying, actually. I mean, well, like, technically.
That's exactly what they were doing the whole time.
And the thing is, like, we don't really know if that's gospel yet, because it's sort of, the Master said that's probably going to be a lie. And it'll be like...
Yeah. What I didn't like was, I like the whole theory of it, but then...
They've done it.
Oh, it's still... how the Master was kind of, like, knocked off this pedestal, because he wasn't, like, an equal to the Doctor anymore. Like, he's just a Time Lord, and the Doctor's more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that they were, like... potentially brothers, even though I didn't like that idea. I like that they were like total equals.
I think the sort of if the timeless sort of thing is made partially true, it sort of makes sense that they're all inbred because they're all. Well, no, they are because they've all sort of from one thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they?
I'm sure there's an suggesting that than saying, yeah, they're all, you know.
Harry, you've upset my cat. She didn't like that. She's gone.
Oh,
Lies. I think it's a bit
I'm
more.
actually a really big fan of The Timeless Child, so. I feel like should we talk about Flux mostly so that we can let Matt back in? Cause
yeah. Well,
Matt,
he hasn't watched it, so. Jeff Goddard is saying he likes The Timeless Child, but he's weird. I mean, we did know that, Jeff, but yeah. We're a broad church. See what I did there?
Do you know what? That's the thing that I always get worried about this. Whenever we release a podcast episode, and I'm sort of, I have a go at stuff like that. It strikes fear into me that I come across like one of those absolute tools that are on YouTube, like, and it can't come back. And it's not like that. I really, it's like I really don't care. It's just it's not what I do. And it doesn't. I
think we've all got our favourites. We've all got ones that we don't like so much. Yeah. What does get on my nerves is when, particularly with the social media thing, you get people who seem to actively seek out someone who's saying, "I really loved it," and just pouring vitriol on them and just having a go for what? You're not going to change their mind.
Yeah. Well, we said this. Luke rang earlier on when he was watching The Timeless Child, and we said we'd love to get somebody on the podcast who thinks it's brilliant, just to have like a proper conversation with them of why you enjoy it. Jeff, come on, just because
he's very intelligent and articulate, so I think we'll have to get used to that.
It's not even. Well, God, we've had it. It's not even to just be, well, you're wrong and we're right, or we're right. And it's just genuinely want to know when people watch things like that and they go, God, that is absolutely fantastic, and we don't see it. I genuinely want to know what people see.
We discussed this quite a lot, that so many people watch Doctor Who that every episode must be somebody's favourite episode.
Yeah.
Like the audience is that broad that, like, for example, we watched Arachnids in the UK the other day. Absolutely dross. But then David, that I do the podcast with, was like, that was the first episode after my son was born. I've got a real soft spot for it. I really love it. So, like, every episode is somebody's favourite. Yeah. And
even Fear Her.
Yep.
No, not Fear Her. But every episode except Fear Her.
That one, yeah.
What's the Fear Her? I really like that one.
Because it's shite.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Just prove the point.
There you go.
Yeah, I like drops, and you kind of forget that you don't necessarily have that shared experience. Like, I just dropped to someone the other day, like, or there's episodes that are like Love and Monsters, being like, everyone hates that one. And he was like, I really like Love and Monsters. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. And I was like, but then once he told me all the things he liked about it, I was like, oh, I guess there is good in Love and Monsters that I didn't know about.
There's Peter Kay.
Can you?
Which is its best bit and its absolute downfall,
But like we watched.
Well, that is the thing. Like,
we watched The Twin Dilemma, which is universally voted the worst, and I absolutely loved it. Like, after we watched that, we watched some Patrick Troughton one where he gets sucked into a book, and I can't remember what it is. And then Jamie's got a different face, and I was like, how is that better than that?
Yeah.
See, I love the Mind Robber.
Well, everyone's wrong every now and again, Rob. But but The Twin Dilemma, it's just because the bad guy's a big slug. Like,
you got the hilarious chicken men as well.
Yeah, but that's its charm.
The greatest show in the galaxy.
Into the show when we started doing the classic stuff was I got her to watch Ark in Space just purely for the bubble wrap sleeping bags. Just
brilliant.
But
it's still great.
Part of its charm is it's just so shite that it's admirable, and it's quite sweet. Yeah.
Greatest show in the galaxy. That's my favourite old Who story that I've seen. It's brilliant. Is it not great? Have we all seen it?
Especially the rap at the start.
Greatest show in the galaxy. Great.
Yeah.
It's a smart in my face.
Your first story was Brain of Morbius, wasn't it? For the
It
podcast.
was alright, it was alright, that was.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was good, yeah. It was good, that.
Ben Schneider is desperate to talk about his undying love for Silver Nemesis.
Oh.
That's a deep cut.
But we even watched Dimensions in Time. That's going to be like our Christmas special.
Yes.
And it, like, I felt genuinely sick watching it.
Excuse me, madam, what year is this?
But if Doctor Who's not been on for 4 years, people must have been pining that. Someone somewhere must like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always feel bad because there's some episodes I hate. And I just think someone out there will be crying hearing this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I love The Horns of Nyman, which is universally... I think it's a great one.
Yeah. I like Warriors of the Deep.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is that the one with...
Liam hates that.
Gotta love the pantomime horse.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The Merca.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah.
Warriors of the Deep.
Yeah.
We had like 15 minutes review of that, like when we first recorded it, because we were sort of reading back the script of where the Silurian walks down the steps, and it takes him about 10 minutes to say, "Our people have been suspended."
Come on!
Oh my God!
Oh, it's horrible.
That's killed Harry's internet. There he goes.
Yeah.
Dead.
I think my absolute favourite classic, we were talking about historicals earlier, how do they need sci-fi kind of forced into them, and my favourite's like the Aztecs, and it's got none of that.
The Aztecs is so
we
good.
like this one.
I mean, there's bits that are wonky about this, like the fight scenes are too long.
Yeah.
And too quiet.
Yeah, there's no sound effects over them, and you can hear the squeak on a studio floor.
Yeah.
But it's kind of part of its charm, though.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect. It's like a comfort story that I can just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really love Marco Polo, and that's just a recon.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed that. Oh yeah, Ben's just brought up something in the chat. Ben took part in a world record-breaking live webcast, which they went on for, I want to say 40+ hours non-stop.
Good Lord.
And just when things couldn't get any worse, I came on and joined him via the internet to do a commentary for the Horns of Nyman. If his brain hadn't gone by that point, it certainly had by the time we finished.
Yeah.
See, 40 hours is nothing. That's only 10 hours each between us here.
Yeah.
We can easily,
It's only 10 hours each.
Let's start it now.
That's good.
It's going well, isn't it?
Nah,
I
keep
just
going.
want to say thank you
Yeah,
to
keep
everyone who's stuck it out and survived our technical issues and
Thank you very much.
to watch everything.
I'm
Thank you.
amazed it's actually working.
Yeah.
Special thanks to you, Rob, for sorting all this and
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
being the brain behind it.
It's alright. Sorry, Luke. Had to sit through all that. Not this. I mean, all the series 12.
It's
Oh,
alright.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you did that. When did you... What were you doing today? Just all of season 12? From this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you put off and you put off and you put off. It just had to be done, and it's done now. I can leave it. I feel like a weight's lifted off my shoulders. I feel like we can have a proper conversation on the podcast now about what we hate now.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, I really want to dive into the time with children because it's just interesting. It's just interesting that someone had the book. It's been a lovely night though. A lovely
been
day.
cool. Yeah.
Nothing but Doctor Who.
Aye. So I guess we'll wrap it up there. hopefully some of you will come back maybe next week. Oh,
Yeah.
We'll see how.
Are we going to put a number on our thought of Flux?
Oh yeah.
Oh, out of what? Out of 10?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
What
This is a terrible idea, but
Yeah.
do what you want.
Well, why don't do we all have rating systems on our podcast?
Well, we used to
just
do
mark
out of
10.
10, but then that was like we were constantly rating like everything like a 10 or everything like a 2 or something. So then we just switched it to like good, average, or bad, and that's like a much better system for us.
See, we have 4 ratings. We have good episode, good episode with bad bits, bad episode with good bits.
Oh, I like that.
Ah.
But then there's like thousands others, because there's like, I like this episode, but I don't know why. No emotional attachment to this episode.
Well, we do things as green, amber, or red.
Wait, and which is red? Like it's red hot. It's great.
Whatever you want, really.
Wow, you can really interpret.
You guys work on like shades as well, don't you? So if it's like somewhere between amber and green, you're like, well, it's kind of, it's like a turquoise.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a harvest wheat.
Sit with the Dulux colour charts, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd give this one an amber. I would.
Oh.
I'd give it an amber.
Well, what would you do out of 10?
Out of 10? 9. No, I wouldn't. But, about 6. It's better than average. It's good. Yeah. Thumbs up. It's enjoyable. It was enjoyable. You can't take that away. It was enjoyable. Oh yeah. And we didn't get any Barrowman. My book.
He's a happy man.
10 out of 10. Bam, bam, bam.
That's Shona and Cassie.
Yeah.
Well,
we might differ on this. I don't know.
Well, like when I think about the actual episodes, I guess I want to say like a 6 or a 7. But in terms of how much I enjoyed watching it, I'd be higher because I was watching New Doctor Who, and I think out of Chibnall's era, this is on the higher end of it, and it's just beginning, so I was dead excited. Like, I was so happy when we watched it again today. We went out dancing last night as well, so we were really hungover today, and we watched it again, and I was just dead happy sitting watching it, and we had to drink this whole amount. And then
not to uphold the Scottish stereotypes, but your massive bottle of Iron Brew.
Your deep fried Mars bar.
Had loads of bevies.
You know.
So, like, I feel like I sort of want to go higher and say, like, a 9.
Yeah,
because
I mean, I'm sort of
so happy.
I would say be sort of sitting at, like, a 7 on the thing that, like, there is potential. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying with it.
Because defending our high choices. Yeah. I liked it, but...
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Harry's got his head in his hands.
Yeah. Wait. So if I'm hazarding a 9 and you're hazarding a 7, should we say an 8 between the two of us?
That sounds like split the difference.
Split the difference. Yeah.
I like that. That's quite high. 8.
Yeah.
Don't
have a go. They can mark it out if they like.
No, it's fine. I'm just processing it. That's quite high. Maybe I need to reevaluate my market.
Well,
You can pick one.
It's less about, I think, the content and more about like the good time that I had.
It's back.
Yeah.
That preamble with the BBC One coming up. I don't know. Do you know when I didn't even watch it on BBC One. I remember watching it back in the day though.
Oh, where it goes like
at the start. Yeah. And like now, Doctor Who, brilliant. Hell yeah. Wait for this.
Oh yeah.
Those opening titles. By the way, did Flux have an opening title?
Sequence? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. No, it did because it's got Doctor Who and then Flux at the bottom. Yeah.
Did everyone watch it on iPlayer? Live?
Unfortunately.
I watched it on. Just recorded it.
Yeah.
Because the iPlayer is terrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's horrible.
It is. I hate it.
Oh.
I thought it was alright.
Yeah.
Just me. Harry, you going to mark it out of 10?
Yeah.
Well done.
I gotta be brutally honest. I think there's no point me just lying.
Lying.
I did struggle with it.
Come on, you could be honest with us, Harry. We're amongst
This is a
friends.
safe space.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know what I've seen that. I've seen it twice now. I watched it last night and then I sort of watched it today, and I just sort of, I don't know. Not that it didn't interest me. I just sort of thought I don't really have any connection to any of this. Sort of, it's just sort of. That it was coming back, and we saw the trailer, and we reacted to the trailer straight away, and we were like mind blown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of, I was like, oh right, okay. And then, like, because obviously I watched it with my other half, and 5 minutes in, she was just, I'm gonna go and do something.
Yeah, that's
I've asked a few
normal
people today
person,
as
not
well,
a Sado Doctor
and
Who fan like us.
they've sort of said the same sort of, yeah, maybe, and they've sort of said the same sort of thing, that it just didn't really, it's not, I don't know, just a bit bland. There were some nice bits in it, like I really liked the Swarm,
Yeah.
but
I
don't know.
I feel because it is the first episode, pilots are notorious for this. It's to set up the story. We can't even set up characters yet. I mean, we've got the characters, but there won't be much depth there.
Well, I think the thing is that is the whole.
Of course, you'll never know what.
No, I don't care. It's just sort of. It's just that the whole point of that episode was to set up everything.
Yeah.
But the things it was setting up, I just didn't really.
Yeah.
It didn't interest me.
I think because it's so vague, you don't do well with
I
think
that I don't. Yeah, when anything's vague and it's sort of, I just don't know what to make of it. So I sort of just lose interest straight away.
What number?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying that.
Average.
I'm not offended. I was just like, wow.
And it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was just in my head, nothing was happening. It was just like. But I'll stick with it.
Well, good. So you'll be
good.
in next
Yeah.
people, yeah.
I'll be yeah.
Make them back.
I may as well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be really positive. I'm going to give it an 8. It was really good fun.
Yeah.
It was really exciting. It didn't really. I'd never felt it dragged at all. There was all these plot threads going on, and you're trying to figure it all out. And I've got no
Any
clue
bad
what's gonna
points?
happen. No, I just had a really good time with it.
Yeah.
I think I was at that point where I just wanted to sit back, relax. It's new Doctor Who. We waited a long time. I just wanted to put it on and just enjoy it for what it was, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Good for you, Mark.
Aye.
Good
Thank
for
you.
I'm really happy that all of the people on Twitter, well, I say all of the people, I say 78% are so enthusiastic about it and were absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that whoever doesn't enjoy it or whatever, you know. You saw people post absolute rubbish about hating the disability stuff and putting that all over Twitter. It's like, well, there's not enjoying an episode, and you can say you don't enjoy it because you don't like a story or something. But when you're just going to be a dick
Yeah.
and just use that as your excuse for not enjoying it, just don't.
Yeah.
You know,
Feel free not to put that shit on
You know.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're showing
yeah,
yourself.
it's horrible. It's horrible.
Ben Schneider's chipped in. He says he gives it a 7 in terms of pure setup. Also, he was relieved to see they did not make the doggy spaceships look like giant metal dog bones or chew toys flying through the stuff.
They could have gone hard for the gimmick. And
They,
they
they might reassemble into one in the next one.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
possibly.
and then it-
Yeah.
I thought it would be
Like
Possibilities.
Joey's
Rob, you haven't given us
screwdriver
your
because
score.
it looks
No, I
like a
know.
dog's.
Oh,
Come on, Rob, we're going to put you on the spot now.
Well, I'm gonna go for an 8. It was
Good
good.
man.
Yeah.
In your face, Harry.
yeah.
Aye. I mean, when you
It's
compare
really
it to The Woman Who Fell to Earth and Spyfall, I did enjoy it a lot more. It was more exciting.
Yeah.
The woman who fell to earth. That has to be one of the worst pilots I think I've ever seen for Doctor Who.
I thought it looked spectacular.
Yeah, it's great.
But I like it more. It's fairly high up in my Jodie Whittaker episodes, though. I think it's not like my favourite pilot in terms of the pilots, but in terms of her episodes, I thought it was better than some of the other ones.
So you're saying,
yeah. I thought
I liked it.
Yeah.
Can't really talk too much about the later stuff because
Is Matt on mute?
Yeah.
Sorry, ever is Planet of the Daleks. So like,
I'm not
what's
on
the point
mute.
in having me?
Just having a little nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking I'd give this episode 6 because I've seen the big dog, but I've seen bigger.
Seen bigger. Aye.
I like it.
He's no Clifford.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Clifford. Right.
It's not going to be the last thing we say
And
about
John Bishop's got tiny feet.
No big Clifford.
Is he?
I was saying to
Yeah,
Matt
did you
before
not
we
notice
started
that?
recording, I dug out this shirt because I thought it had a vaguely Jodie sort of
Oh,
pattern
yeah.
on it.
Oh,
And then I came to the realisation that this T-shirt is probably older than you are, Shona. It's quite sad, really. But...
Oops. I'm 30 years of age, so that's
Oh, well, no. That's all right then. So
really well.
you were 10 when I bought
Oh,
this.
Luke's a baby.
Good year.
Harold, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Right.
How old are you, Luke?
23.
Just a bear.
But 24
Ah.
in February.
That's ages away.
All right, anyway, it's been really lovely chatting. Let's
Yeah.
not carry on with that game.
Whilst we're on about clothes, next week are you guys dressing up or am I dressing down? Because I feel we have to meet in the middle somewhere.
If I'd known we were dressing up, I would
Yeah.
have dressed
We didn't get the
up.
memo.
Yeah.
So we
I
got
think
to
Matt
come in the
should come
Spider-Man
next time.
pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Matt should come next time dressed up as the dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, next week I'm going to wear the other half of these outfits. I'll wear
Boiling.
trousers, but Spider-Man pyjamas on the top.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So we've got any segments to do next week? Do anything silly, show and tell, or I don't know, something random?
How's Harry
Oh,
doing?
don't go giving
No,
Matt
Harry
ideas.
Let's sit down with Harry.
I've heard how his mind works on his podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be all sorts going on.
you won't want to come back.
It's Dad.
I'd like a nice segment next week. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you like a 10-minute slot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what, though. I don't know.
We need to brainstorm this and come back to it, I think.
Yeah.
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 Sleep on it.
Suggestions in the chat, I reckon.
How long have you been awake?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I actually fell asleep, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I rang him sort of like 15 minutes before we were supposed to start, and I FaceTimed him. Oh, I fell asleep.
So, you look at you, you got me here.
Hmm.
I was fast asleep, but yeah, I'm going to go to sleep straight away.
Yeah.
Probably dreaming about Doctor Who as well. Sick of it. No, it was a fun day. It was a fun day.
You're.
On the 1st November as well.
Oh, I want to see what the dream is like. I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna wait. I don't think this will ruin it for Matt, but when you dream, it's gonna be like in the Timeless Children, where Jodie's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to be screaming. Just internal screaming.
It would be me doing that, thinking of Jodie doing that.
Hideous like screaming.
Stop it. Put the Sonic away. Oh. Sleep.
Can you download that app of like when it records when you talk in your sleep and just play that back to us as your segment next week?
That would be amazing.
And that is going to be
Nice.
Flux episode 2. There you go. How exciting.
Yeah.
So next Sunday is Flux episode 2.
Yeah. I don't know when we're doing this next week, but see when we're free.
Yeah.
Have a little
I think it's a
talk.
bit later next week, isn't it?
later in the day. Huh?
What time was this one on?
I was out trick or treating, so I don't know.
6:25
on a Sunday.
I think it's like 6:35 next week.
Oh.
Prime time.
Yeah.
Isn't like Graham Norton on at like 11:45 at night? I'm really sorry, Graham, but we're really stretching it. Got a great slot for you.
Great slot for you.
Do you reckon they just pick it out of a hat? Yeah.
Yeah,
I just imagine Chibnall.
Strictly again, didn't we?
I just imagine Chibnall picking it out of a hat. And it's like 1:15 on a Monday night. Shit.
Maybe next
Oh,
week.
for Flux sake.
Nice.
Can we rename the podcast thing as just for Flux sake? Because I feel like that's pretty much the theme of the day.
Yeah.
John
Probably
Bishop's
what Rob was thinking when he was trying to
feet.
get YouTube to work. And
Oh, it's been an absolute nightmare. Yeah.
thank you all of you so much for hanging on in there. You last three
Yeah.
stalwarts sticking around.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, and
appreciate
anybody in the chat, I want you to know that I'm not one of them. So,
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, is
One
that
of
is that
them.
us? Yeah.
it. Oh, I
no, I'm not.
don't know where
any
you're
of
going
these.
with this, Harry.
You know, I'm not one of those not my doctor things. Jodie's
Oh,
great.
right, okay.
This is my-
Here we go. We got there.
I just didn't enjoy it.
Mm.
Got there in the end.
Alright.
Yeah, whatever you say, Harry.
wccy.co.uk.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
We could go
Just chugging
outside
it, just
for now on his punching bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Go!
Use a pan and a colander to just smash it into.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 viewers left. 3 viewers left. Is that us?
They're
Who,
hardcore.
are any of yous watching it?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, oh, that's good.
They're probably in a coma.
I wasn't watching it.
That's cool. Oh well, shall we wrap it up there?
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining in, and I'll roll the credits at the end as well. Yeah, I was going to do like a rolling movie credits, but I thought it's a bit lame. So I'll just run. I'll run the opening titles again. There we go. Any final words?
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah. thank you so much for
wccy.co.uk.
Alright.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ben Lever's just snuck in at the end to say hello just as we're finishing. So
Oh.
bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
Yeah.